Hey guys, I will be reviewing Velocity X today. So, this is a racing game that was released in 2002 by Beyond Games, and it was published by THQ. I think both might be dead now, as far as the company goes. I'm not really too sure what happened to them. There are versions for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, PC, and Game Boy Advanced. I was blessed to have the Game Boy Advance version, which in all honesty sucked. The gameplay was very poor. It had a very weird view, as in top-down side view, which was very awkward for a racing game. So it was really hard to control the car. At the time, I didn't really think about it because, hey, I was a kid, it was a game, I was going to play it. But now that I look back on it, it was very annoying, and I'm probably not going to be able to play it at all. Also, the sprite work, it looks like it was done by someone who was drunk in MS Paint. But hey, that's just nitpicking. It was probably a port of some sort, so I'm not going to get into that much detail about the Game Boy Advance game, even though that's the one that I owned. Now, the PlayStation 2, PC, and GameCube games were actually pretty decent in that the quality of the graphics and the gameplay was pretty good. There were some frame rate issues which reviewers at the time brought up. The game features 11 different gadgets in 5 different worlds. The worlds being Monument City, Turbine Sands, Crankshaft Bay, Burnout Glacier, and Underworld. So let me just review the story a little bit. The story begins when the Hot Wheels car business owned by Dr. Peter Justice. Dr. Peter Justice, okay. Alright. I'm gonna touch base on why that bothers me a little bit. Well, it doesn't really bother me, but I'll just touch base on it just in a little bit. And his business is robbed and also bombed. Wow, someone hates him. Peter's son, Max Justice, insists to his dad's robot Gearhead, great, he has a robot assistant, that he should try to track down whoever stole the cars and attempt to retrieve them all. He is confronted with various villains on his quest, such as Nitro Brian, Backroads Belcher, what the heck kind of name is that? Fastlane Frascati, Simon Slick DeLuca, and Rupert Jacoby, all of whom work for Otto von Diesel. Again with these names. Dr. Peter Justice's former assistant is Otto von Diesel. He turned bad for whatever reason, and he's trying to steal the technology that Dr. Peter Justice put his whole life into. Pretty much a open-close storybook as far as plot goes. Speaking of plot, I will go now into detail why this game stood out to me and why I'm reviewing it in the first place. Let me just touch base on the Dr. Peter Justice thing that I pointed out so clearly. We already have a Dr. Peter of some sort, and he is in the later series, Highway 35, which came out a year after this game. Highway 35, as you guys know, is the anniversary movie that came out for the 35th anniversary of Hot Wheels. Okay. So then we have Max, who is a teenager, who is also the main hero of this series. Alright, so another teenage hero, that rings a bell as well, and then we also have Gearhead, who is the robot assistant to Dr. Peter Justice. Alright. You see where I'm going with this? There's a lot of parallels between this and Highway 35 and also Excel Racers. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because it's so overlooked. I believe Velocity X was the beginning of the beginning for the great series that was Highway 35 and Excel Racers. And I believe those were the greatest series ever for Mattel and Hot Wheels. And I'll go into that in later videos. But I just want you guys to think about that. Was Velocity X the beginning of the beginning, or was it just its own series? I believe it could have stood on its own as its own series, but it just didn't, and it inspired Highway 35 and Excel Racers later down the road. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more.